So before I get started with this review, a few things I want to get out of the way just to mention in the update video. First off, I've decided, and a few people kind of agreed with me on this, I'm going to stop doing the Steven Universe episode reviews. However, I will be starting again with the season finale, because we're actually not too far away from that, unless, Cartoon Network decides to put it on another hiatus. So I will be doing, the season finale, or if there's an episode that is like, I have to talk about this. So unless there's an if I see an episode that's like, oh my god, I have to review this now, I'll do that. But I might just wait till the end of the season finale and then start fresh with season 2, because yes, there is going to be a season 2. Also, yeah, before anyone says, oh, it's nice to see you, working, doing more videos again. I'm still not doing too well, but yeah. The stress is still, driving me nuts, but, I feel like anyway, that's neither here nor there. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to get that out there, and, yeah, I still need to fix the DVR. I'm still in the... Someone gave me a good advice that's so, it's so simple. Maybe I should just unplug it and then replug it back in. Maybe that will help. Hopefully. Anyway... So, having said all that, let's get into Arrow, Season 3... Season 3, Episode 10 review. What did I think of this? Well, here's the thing, before we get started, oh, hell with it, let's just get into this, because there's something I need to address in terms for Oliver Queen. And a few people have brought this up as well, Melina Pendulum and Coolio Vids 101, a few good friends of mine, and I'm inclined to agree with them. But first and foremost, I am so excited that we're going to have a few Roy-centric episodes. That's going to be awesome, because since, halfway through Season 2, Roy Harper's become one of my favorite characters. The whole him battling the Mirakuru, and also, the end of his and Thea's relationship, excuse me, yeah. His and Thea's relationship, that was handled very maturely. I wish, some of Oliver's relationships could end that way, and he'll still be friends. But they're going to get back together at some point. But at least, the breakup and them still being friends is still, I thought it was handled maturely. So yeah, seeing more episodes of Roy going all Nightwing is awesome. Anyway, I think that's really cool, and also I'm looking forward to seeing Laurel do some more stuff, because now she's finally, spoilers, finally Black Canary. So very much looking forward to seeing where that goes as well. Among other things, can we talk about Felicity real quick? Can we just talk about her and Oliver's relationship? It's getting goddamn ridiculous. It is. I'm sorry. It is. I was never impartial with Felicity. We all knew the end game is going to be Green Arrow and Black Canary. We know this. If you're and I know, yeah, you could say, well, it's a TV, it doesn't have to follow the comics. Oh, they're following the fucking comics. You know this, I know this. Anyway, so it just feels like it feels a little superfluous. But I was never like, oh, and admittedly, I kind of wanted, at first, Oliver and Felicity to get together, but then I thought about it, I was like, man, Oliver's dick does more thinking than his brain does. Because when you think about it, Oliver was, at first, the whole thing that got him in this mess was him running off with Sarah, and then, look where he is now, the whole thing that got him stuck on the island was him running off with his dad and Sarah, and then, when he thought Sarah died, he then, tried to get back with Laurel, even though he was with her, with his best friend, and I feel so bad, I still feel bad for Tommy even back then, and then, when Sarah came back, he was still kind of pining for Laurel, but, he was still with Sarah. At the same time, him and Felicity had this thing that, Felicity kind of felt feelings for him, and Oliver was kind of not really sending the best signals here. So, yeah, when it finally happens between the two, I'm kind of confused. Also, can we bring up something else? Just something that Oliver can be a hypocrite. I've been rewatching some episodes throughout Season 2, and I'm like, God, Oliver, you make some horrible decisions. Like when he said, he told... Well, actually, no, I actually rewatched a few episodes in this one when Sarah was killed, and she said, and Oliver told her, you're too emotional in this. And yet, when Thea is mind-controlled by, Malcolm to kill Sarah, he's like, oh, she's my sister, and this and that, not, I can be emotional because I'm Oliver Queen. I don't know. I'm probably not making a lot of sense, but I can't be the only one who's noticed this, so... Yeah. So, it is also cool. Let me talk about also, Diggle. Diggle has also been pretty awesome. I love, how he tries to be the Arrow, but he's like, this suit is too tight. And I love how he's still trying to hold everything together. He's not just, he's not just the supporting character. He's now kind of like the leader in some ways, because now he's just trying to, he knows in his heart that Oliver's not coming back after dueling with Roz, and he's just trying to keep the team together and and hold it all together. Meanwhile, Felicity's a bloody wreck, and I can understand, a guy you loved for whatever reasons, and and now you're kind of falling apart. And it's it's also kind of mean when she brings up the whole she has to work between still working with Roy and Diggle, who are trying to stop Brick, which this is his big debut episode, and looks like he's going to be the villain while Oliver's away leading for Roy and Laurel to fight. So that's going to be an interesting story arc right there. And they made him very intimidating too, but I'll get to him for a second. But yeah, she's now, Felicity's kind of caught between, Diggle and Roy's crusade without Oliver, and also, Ray's, need to become the Atom, and she even brings up the whole wife thing. And I really like the reaction when he's like, look, I understand you're upset, but do not ever use my, my wife, my fiancé against me again. And I can understand that's probably a very sore spot for Ray. And again, she's just Felicity's just falling apart, and I feel bad for her, but at the same time, I'm like, you know better, you knew what was going to happen, so yeah. And can I also bring up after so many break-ins, from Slade and now Malcolm? Should we just change? Can we just change the Arrow? Should we just get out of the Arrow Cave? Can we find a new Arrow Cave? Seriously, it is not hard for all the bad guys to figure it out. Because now everyone, like Nyssa, Slade, Malcolm, they all friggin' broke in. And I'm like, seriously, you either need to change the locks or find a new Arrow Cave. I'm surprised you didn't change out when Slade broke in that one time. Yeah. So why can't it be, why can't you guys find a new Arrow Cave? I don't know. I just kind of find it like, really? You're still here? How? I don't know. I can't be the only one who's thought, guys, who's like said out loud, guys, maybe you should move. Anyway, so let's talk about Brick, played by Vinnie Jones. Is it just me? Or does he give off a Wilson, Kingpin kind of feel? He does. He does, like, some of the, he even looks kind of like Kingpin, and I'm like, why didn't they cast you for Wilson Fisk for the Daredevil show? I have nothing against the guy, Vincent, I forget his last name, but the guy who was in Law & Order Criminal Intent. I have nothing against him. In fact, I'm really hoping he plays a really good Kingpin. But I kind of look at Vinnie Jones and his portrayal of Brick, and I'm thinking to myself, man, did they just look at Wilson Fisk's character and just go, yeah, let's do that? And I love the end game, the end plan he has at the end of the episode. I was like, dude, that's genius! Because not only, like, the whole end game is not like stealing money and whatever, he's stealing evidence from people for the past 8 months that Oliver and Roy and Diggle have put in prison. So he gets his guys to break into where they're holding evidence, steals it, and then holds on to it as blackmail to keep everyone he broke out in line. That's genius. Like, there's no money involved or whatever. I mean, obviously, there's going to be money in the end game because he's going to take the Glades. He's going to be the kingpin of the Glades. So, and he obviously has people working for him because now they're kind of like, well, shit, what do? We can go back, we could, leave or he'll kill us or send us back to prison. I don't want that, let's follow him. So I was like, huh, good on you. Also, because, this guy can take some damage. Like, he takes an arrow, he takes a few bullets. I'm like, God, you are unkillable. I wonder if they're going, like, there's a part of me wondering, are they going to say that he was one of Slade's henchmen that got the Mirakuru, and it's still in him? I'm kind of, like, maybe that might be an explanation, or maybe I missed that. Maybe he just has a high tolerance for pain. Obviously, in the comics, Brick's body is made out of, well, kind of like a concrete-like substance. Anyway. Let's also talk, like, real quick, we see Laurel as Black Canary, finally. We see Laurel as Black Canary, and I'm cool with it. I'm cool with the costume. It looks very Black Canary-ish. The wig, on the other hand, I'm like, that blonde wig, I ain't feeling it. I don't know, it just doesn't mesh. I don't know why. It just, like, obviously I know, yeah, Black Canary's blonde, but I kind of look at it as like, man, that is just like, oof, that is bright blonde. Like, it's almost platinum. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't feel like it meshes with the rest of the costume. I mean, yeah, she's actually, like, I actually really do like the costume. I think I like it more than Sarah's costume, the Black Canary costume, really. But I don't know, it's just maybe a few more times with the wig and I'll get used to it. But the rest of the costume's fine. I actually like that she's got the bow staff, too. Yay. Anyway, meanwhile, let me get my Super Friends voice out. Meanwhile, with Oliver Queen. Oliver Queen is still, Oliver Queen is still alive. So Starling City news reporter guy, you could say that when he comes back. So yeah, Oliver is still alive, and so is Tatsu apparently. Yeah, Tatsu's apparently alive. So all that stuff of, the whole, what's his name? The whole thing with Tatsu being captured by China White, it kind of takes away because we're like, well, now we know she's okay. We know she's okay now, but the one thing I'm wondering is, like, are, him and, is Tatsu and, I forget his name. Are they still together or what? I don't know. And what happened to their son? Yeah, I just thought of that. Like, was their son killed? Because you see Tatsu, and then you like, well, where's the son? Oh, I think I pieced it together. Maybe it wasn't Tatsu who was killed, it was the son. That's what I'm thinking, and that might be the case. Also, Thea has figured out that Roy is is Arsenal, but I'm kind of thinking, does that mean, like, she obviously says, could you talk to the Arrow, the Arrow to help, to find Oliver? So I'm kind of thinking maybe she doesn't want to admit that Oliver's the Arrow, or she doesn't really know. I don't know. Like, I feel like there's a part of me thinking, yeah, maybe she does realize that Oliver really is the Arrow, or she doesn't want to, and she doesn't want to admit it, or she just hasn't figured it out yet. I'm inclined to believe either one. Yeah. So anyway, it's also, the stuff stuff with Adam's pretty good, but not really mentionable. And also Felicity, the whole Felicity thing, I can almost understand that, but at the same time, she's just kind of taking her rage out on everybody. I mean, yeah, she obviously lost someone, but I don't know where I'm going with this, really. I kind of lost my point. Sorry. All in all, really good episode. Really excited to see what happens next. And, yeah. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys later.